The biggest renovation regrets, they don't come from bad contractors, they come from well-meaning homeowners who make emotional decisions too soon. Today I'm walking you through the top 3 mistakes I see all the time, so you don't waste your money or shrink your home's value. I'm Keri White, real estate agent in beautiful Los Angeles, and after 20 years of walking homes, selling them, and advising clients on renovations, I've seen what adds value and what quietly chips away at it. So if you're renovating, upgrading, or just dreaming, this video is for you. Hit subscribe and send this to a friend who's already shopping for tile before they've unpacked. In this episode, I'm covering 3 of the most common upgrade regrets: why solar panels can backfire, what pools actually add or don't add, and the outdoor upgrades that sound luxurious but can be a total turnoff for buyers. Let's get into it. So the first one is solar panels. So they're not always a bright idea. Solar seems like a smart move. Lower utility bills, long-term savings, cleaner energy, but the fine print really matters. If you lease or finance the system, it becomes a monthly obligation the next buyer must assume. Buyer has to want the solar panels and also qualify for the lease. It's not just about the preference, it becomes a credit decision that can slow a sale down or stop it completely. I had a client who almost signed a solar lease just after closing on their first home. The marketing made it feel like a no-brainer, as good marketing does, but when we sat down and ran the numbers, it didn't pencil out unless they stayed there for 15 plus years. And that was not the plan. So they held off. 2 years later, when we listed the home, not having solar actually made the process so much easier. No contract to transfer, no red tape. Sometimes the smartest decision is really just to pause. I would say if you're considering solar, wait, live in the home, track your usage, and if you move forward, get multiple bids and ideally own the system outright. Passing on a lease is really hard to do. The second one is pools. Gorgeous, expensive, and often not even used. So pools look incredible, obviously. They photograph beautifully. And listen, I love a pool. I use my pool. I'm okay with the added insurance and maintenance, but if you're thinking of installing one purely for resale, absolutely do not do that. A well-done pool can cost around $100,000 or more, and the return or resale often closer to 40 to 50%. Some buyers love them and others see risk, costs, or unnecessary upkeep. I always tell my clients, unless you're going to swim in it regularly or sit by it, the value is emotional and not financial. So bottom line is, if it adds joy to your lifestyle, do it. But don't assume a pool will increase your home's value, because it probably won't. Okay, so hardscape overload. So a luxury yard can sometimes limit the appeal. So outdoor living is so big, especially in LA, Southern California. Fire pits, built-in grills, concrete patios, they all sound really dreamy and look dreamy. But when the entire yard is poured over and there's no grass left, that sleek look can quickly feel super limiting. One of my clients had plans for a minimalistic, concrete-forward yard. We walked through the buyer psychology and they pivoted, knowing part of the space would need to be left green. And when they sold, the buyers had toddlers and said the usable yard is what made them feel like this was home. Not the fire pit, not the finishes, not the outdoor barbecue, but just a little space for them to play. The takeaway is luxury doesn't have to mean high maintenance or high commitment. So bonus, there's not just 3 of these, but there's so many other upgrades that seem like a good idea in the moment, but quietly hurt you when it's time to sell. Things like open shelving that looks good but cuts your storage in half, freestanding tubs that rarely get used, converting a bedroom into a closet, or removing a garage for extra square footage. Also, spending way too much on upgrades when the property won't be worth it on the return. So that's why I always tell my clients, call me before you renovate. I'm not here to talk you out of it. I love renovations. I just want to help you make the right choices that protect your resale, your lifestyle, and of course your long-term goals. Like if you want to put gold in the wallpaper, go for it. And I'm not saying we'll get that back on the resale. I can say the best renovations are really thoughtful. They come after you've lived in the home. You've learned how you actually use it and thought about what the next person will also value. This is about longevity and not just the aesthetic. So if this helped, hit subscribe, send this to a friend who's knee-deep in before and after videos. And if you're planning upgrades and want an expert eye on what's worth it, reach out. I'd love to help you make a confident, strategic decision with your home.